North Korea is titled really the country. And here's Eleanor Beers.
Being nominated for the WWPR Woman of the Year was an incredible honor, and it was a total surprise.
I was very honored and humbled, shocked. I'm a past president of Washington Women in PR and have helped plan this event, so it was a little surreal for me to be a finalist.
Well, being nominated for this award is really exciting. It was the first time I was nominated, so it was very exciting. It's something I've always aspired to do, and this is the year.
I've been at Goodwill Industries International for 7 years. We're a social services enterprise. Many people would be surprised that our mission is job training. We take the revenue from the sale of donations in the stores and we provide job training and community-based services so that people are stable at home in order to be stable in the workplace. We're providing services to anyone facing challenges to finding employment. And in my role, I provide counseling to my PR counterparts across North America.
At News Generation, we're a full-service media relations company. So we pitch radio and television interviews on behalf of our clients to national media. And we work with large clients and local clients, and our goal is to maximize their airtime. When I started this company in 1997, there were education reporters, there were consumer reporters, and finance and health reporters. And now there are one-size-fits-all reporters. So our job is not only to pitch them a story, but to educate them about stories. And with newsrooms being smaller and smaller than they've ever been, it's on PR people to provide greater content and greater perspective than ever before.
I came to Pepco in August of 2011, and at that time the company was in many respects under siege. Customers were very angry. The reliability of the electric system was not performing at the level our customers expected. We were being vilified pretty much daily in the media. The Washington Post had done an investigative report. We had protests out front of our building. We had our regulators conducting an investigation on our reliability. We were ultimately fined $1 million by those regulators. And we then were named the most hated company in America. So there were a lot of challenges at that time kind of coming into Pepco.
Probably my proudest moment in my career was a Women's Veterans Initiative that I launched more than a year ago. And Goodwill had been serving veterans since World War I, but we saw that there were numerous women veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan struggling to return to civilian life. And I had a matter of days to put on a press conference and received coverage on the White House Joining Forces blog and strengthened our relationships with the Department of Labor and the Chamber. However, what was most monumental to me was to actually train the women veterans who were telling their stories, because I was able to give them the mindset of how to speak to their authentic selves, and that was a defining moment for me.
3 years ago, we were named the most hated company in America. In 2014, we were named Energy Company of the Year. Total shift. I was not going to take the job unless it reported to the CEO. And the reason for that is I needed immediate access. I knew the magnitude of the change that we were going to need to push through to turn this thing around. I was going to need access to him regularly. I was going to need to explain what we were doing and get his concurrence. I ultimately needed him to have my back, because there was a lot of change and the organization was going to react to that.
A pivotal moment in my career is probably I was about 4 or 5 months into the business. I had a huge client who called and said, "We love what you do, but somebody else has to take the business away for about 60 days. It was some sort of higher up decision that had been made. And I thought, oh, well, this is a great opportunity to either really excel or say, oh, that's a sign I should do something else. So what I did was I dug in and I called every communications person in this town to just let them know that I was in business, that we were out there. And I realized now, looking back, at the time it was really frustrating, but looking back I realized we would not be the success we are today had I rested on that one client that we had.
Successful PR is really an ongoing job. The industry's changing. You have to be able to measure your work. You have to keep up with the technology trends. You have to speak to your communities and create content that appeals to them and converse with them regularly. And most important, you have to realize you're working for a business that's generating revenue. So you're not just the communications guru, but you're a business professional that is managing communications as part of your job.
I've seen a lot of changes in public relations and in communications over my career. Certainly there are new channels. Social media is a critical component now that didn't really exist 10 years ago. But what I've learned also is that you still have to have a strong foundation. What worked before still works. We still have to accommodate different channels in terms of where our customers want to get access, when they want it, and how they want it. We still have customers that want to go on our website, that want to go to a community meeting and hear firsthand what we're doing. They want to read a story in the newspaper about the company, and they want to engage with us on Facebook and Twitter and go to YouTube. So we have to make sure that all of those components are in place.
I think that PR is heading in a direction where the personal relationships will mean more than anything than they have in the past. I think that personal relationships are something that will never go away, no matter what the technology and how social media evolves. I truly believe that it's that connection between two people in pitching and receiving the story that's really going to make a difference in the future.
I've had numerous mentors, from past supervisors to colleagues in professional organizations like Washington One PR. These mentors were the folks that I turned to for advice, counsel, gut checks. My advice would be to seek out where you see yourself in a few years. Reach out to those folks, show your gratitude, ask good questions, and then they will most likely refer you to 3 or 4 other individuals who can help lead you to your desired career path.
My mom was a huge mentor, and people used to say, "You're 26, you're a woman, you can't start your own business." And I said, "Nobody ever told me I couldn't." And that was just the way that I was raised.
Probably the most fundamental person in my life in terms of getting me on the right track for my career early on was my father. And I remember coming home from college and I was looking at this job in a bank, and I said, I really like the job, but I don't think they're going to hire me because I'm a woman. And I will never forget, he just looked at me and in such a determined voice said, "You can be anything you want. Just go and go get it. And don't make any excuses."
When I was in my 20s, I felt it was a sign of weakness to reach out to people and ask for advice. Now that I'm in my 40s, I realize that was so dumb. So I really work hard now to mentor young women that are coming up, that are looking to start their own business, and getting young women more involved in their business incubator program, because I feel it is so important for women to see other women that have gone before them and succeeded.
The best piece of advice someone gave me is, "To thy own self be true." You have to find a profession where you're intersecting your skill sets with your passion. There was a past Woman of the Year winner, Stephanie Fu, who said you need to feed the fire in your belly, and it's so true. You need to find that passion and ignite it.
I think people look for that magic bullet, that job that's going to get them where they want to go, and really it's just good, solid, old-fashioned hard work.
And also focus on building relationships with people. And then you stay really focused on the goal that you're after, and then bring people with you as you go forward.